All right. So this is my third and hopefully final attempt to do this video. My first two attempts did not come in 5 minutes, so I'm not going to delay. Here we go. This is my answers and responses to the professional dispositions for learners. Question number 1. I'm going to allow you to read it on the screen because I need to save time. I would say the teachers holds ultimate responsibility over those things. I think not only are teachers looked to by students for the answers, but also often from the parents and the communities as well. Teachers adopt such a great deal of responsibility over the outcomes of their students and their communities. I would say after only the students' parents, the teachers are the best reflections of adulthood that those adolescents have to go off of. Students and kids in general learn far more by observing than listening. A teacher that reflects professionalism, honesty, curiosity, fairness, and other dispositions is more likely to produce a student that reflects those virtues than a teacher that reflects none of them. Question number 2. I'll allow you to read. What struck me most when reading through the dispositions of learners were two aspects: reflection and curiosity. I feel like I personally possess a great deal of introspection, curiosity, and humility. I spent the better part of my 20s alone and quietly contemplating everything from my own nature to my role in the universe, to the universe itself. Everything fascinated me, which lends to curiosity as a virtue. To quote Larry King, the best gift you can bestow upon a person is curiosity. But I go one step further than Mr. King. I would say curiosity and humility are truly the key aspects of a learned person. The curiosity to seek out what you don't know, and the humility that once you've discovered what you don't know, you may still not know, not know, as the universe is such a vast and complex place. I still feel as if I could discover a piece of information tomorrow that would change my entire worldview today, as I feel I have no attachment to my worldview. I feel that my ultimate dedication is the pursuit of truth, and pursuing it, I can be the best person I can be as a husband, father, community member, leader, and most definitely as a teacher. I think if I had shortcomings potentially as a teacher, it would be the notion of fairness. Even in Grand Canyon University's own article on professional dispositions, it didn't seem to have a true conviction in the concreteness of what fairness even is. I think people often say and have heard life isn't fair, and it's true. It's definitely true. Bad things happen to good people, and good things happen to bad people all the time. And who even is a good person or a bad person is also up in the air. And what good or bad things to happen to these people is also a matter of subjective interpretation. There is so much vagueness in the notion of fairness that it seems almost impossible to nail down what a fair world would even look like. In my previous submissions, I had an example, but I had to cut it out for brevity. Third question. There is so much potential harm and manipulation there when it comes to personal bias in teaching that it is a true ethical dilemma. One of the things I love most about math, for instance, is its complete objectivity. There is no potential for bias in mathematics. There are right answers and wrong answers. Unfortunately, things get much more muddy when we think of more subjective subjects such as English, history, or ethics, if there is still such classes in secondary education. Ultimately, the goal of teachers is to promote critical thinking and independent thinking. The classic how to think and not what to think is most imperative. And after reviewing the MCEE, Model Code of Ethics for Educators, the recurring message is one of honesty and transparency with the students. We all have our biases, either conscious or subconscious, and we are not doing ourselves or our students any favors by pretending we don't. I think the best thing we can do is to be open with our biases with the students and ourselves and attempt to consciously, that's the key word, combat any way that our biases might be influencing our teaching of our students. Question 4. As I stated earlier, I'm always open to the possibility that a new piece of information could be presented to me that will change my worldview entirely. There's a classic thought experiment that really helps to distinguish between validation seekers and truth seekers. You ask the person to answer a question and to give a serious thought. Would you be happy to be proven wrong? If someone really thinks about it, a lot of people might impulsively answer yes or of course, because they don't want to be thought of as a stubborn or closed-minded person. But really, being right about everything is a core part of people's identities these days. I think it comes from a more modern atheistic view of the world. Not that Christians are not capable of hubris as well, but when you're an atheist, there is no higher form of life than you. If there is a God, there is the capacity for great mystery and humility about knowledge and the world, which is why curiosity is not enough. You need to couple that curiosity with humility. You should always be thirsty to learn more, but always be ready to be proven wrong. And in that humility, I think I'm capable of upholding such integrity as a teacher. I think it'd be capable of providing students with knowledge they haven't learned yet, but also the possibility that they might teach me that will provide me the opportunity to be a better teacher in the future and a better person overall. Okay, hopefully that was under 5 minutes. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation. All right, have a good evening.